Hello, people of YouTube. In this video, I want to talk about hypersonic technology. There was an aircraft back in it was developed back in 1953 or 1955 or 1959, something like that. There was an extremely advanced aircraft, a hypersonic aircraft called either it was called the X-15 or X-45, and basically this aircraft could travel at speeds of up to 4,500 miles per hour, and this hypersonic manned aircraft that they built and tested um, was obviously, as I said before, tested back in 19 what did I say it was, 1950 whatever. So I mean that was made 70 years ago, and since then China and Russia have built ballistic missiles that can literally go a little over 20 or 30,000 miles per hour at top speed. I think China has the fastest ones that go around 30,000 miles per hour, if I'm correct. And it's like what kind of air defense system, could be fast enough to stop a rocket going at that speed? I mean, something going that fast is like absolutely ridiculous, um, and even that technology, from what I heard, is kind of being replaced by even faster technology. And I mean, it makes me wonder, like, how far can we take this? How far can it go? And there's something beyond hypersonic, supersonic, hypersonic, ultrasonic. I mean, that's just the word I'm using. I don't know what the version of speed beyond hypersonic is, but we'll just go with ultrasonic. From what I've heard, there's aircraft that can use, what is it, plasma, or some sort of nuclear propulsion to go at like ultrasonic speeds, literally like hundreds of thousands of miles per hour. And, that's what these UAPs are. These UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomenon, that Congress has been talking about. These are the vehicles that they literally go like 50, 100 to 500,000 miles per hour, and they do 90 degree turns in literally like a second. They can literally go, and I mean, this sounds absolutely like insane, pretty much impossible, but these UAPs have been shown to go from like some of the footage, has shown them going like, very fast, doing like crazy turns at high speeds. But the footage that hasn't been shown, of course, is of these USOs and UAPs and stuff going from the bottom, like pretty much going from deep in the ocean all the way up into the high atmosphere, and then doing like 90 degree turns, 180 degree turns at like 300,000 miles per hour. And what kind of element, what kind of material could withstand that kind of intense G-force? What kind of software could function at that speed? What kind of aircraft could go that fast in the atmosphere without literally burning up and like incinerating? And I mean, it's crazy, but my assumption is that some of these UAPs, I think that they are, I don't know, demons, interdimensional. Who knows what, but I'd assume that a lot of them that they go around like several tens of thousands of miles per hour, are probably just extremely advanced drones. I mean, they're super small, and it's like where does it have space to store enough fuel to go that fast? What kind of material could it possibly be made of in order to go from the ocean into the sky, doing like 90 degree, angle turns in the ocean, and then go straight up into space in like a point 0.1 like nanoseconds? How is that possible? What kind of material could withstand that kind of heat and air pressure, that kind of G-force? I don't see how it's almost even possible. And I mean, going at those speeds, I mean, to me, I think like you could probably, turn back time a little bit, even going at such high speeds. Like you could literally, like sort of slow down time around yourself. It's sort of like how the time in Interstellar works, is how like time in real life works pretty much. And I mean, like going at such insane speeds, would kill a pilot. So obviously, these technologies are unmanned. They have to be unmanned. A human cannot survive, in such vehicles. But I mean, it leads to many other questions. Like these are obviously real. They obviously exist. They are real pieces of technology. They've been seen by civilians. They've been seen by military, and they started to come around in the 40s. Ever since the Oppenheimer test, since then, we've been seeing these things appear, all over the place. Could they perhaps have started to come around at that time because they're some sort of nuclear propulsion technology, or perhaps there's something else? I mean, who knows? It's a big mystery, but I mean, if there's one thing I know, the hypersonic technology that Russia and China has is, crazy. I mean, it can go crazy fast, and so it wouldn't surprise me too much if these drones that have been spotted, flying by fighter jets and flying over, nuclear silos and nuclear submarines and nuclear power plants and nuclear warhead facilities. It wouldn't surprise me if these were maybe like Russian or Chinese drone technologies, keeping surveillance on nuclear sites. Because I know that Russia, especially, or sorry, China, especially China, has always had a big interest in spying on U.S. military bases with like balloons and drones and satellites. They do this all the time, and they have so much surveillance technology. And their surveillance technology is so advanced that it wouldn't surprise me if it was Chinese. Um, Now I don't know how a tiny little drone with not a very big rocket fuel tank, and being just made out of like steel or titanium, could go at a 90 degree angle, at like 500,000 miles per hour, and literally not even create like a pressure wave. Like, how does it not create a pressure wave? How does it not create fire? How does the metal not melt? How does the software not get damaged? How is it able to go against the wind at such high speeds and have no like reduction in speed? Like, I don't understand these drones, whatever the hell they are, just don't make sense. And so it's either interdimensional, people from the future, or demons, or I don't like I'm not sure if they're human, and I know it's a little off topic, but I mean, they exist. They're here. I don't know what they are, but if they are man-made technologies, then I mean, with them coming around in the 40s, if they're man-made and they've existed since the 40s, I mean, imagine what we'll have in another 60, 70, 80 years. I mean, one could only imagine. I'm sure I couldn't even dream of what they'll have then, if these things are actually man-made, whatever they are. But I mean, besides even these UAPs and USOs and stuff, USO is unidentified submersible objects, stuff that moves around in the water. Even if these things are not man-made, still, the ballistic missile technology that China and Russia has, that can go like 30, 40, 50, 60,000 miles per hour, is very impressive. And we got to be very careful, very, very careful, because if we start a war and we're dealing with hypersonic drones and hypersonic ballistic missiles, which, pretty much all ballistic missiles are hypersonic, by the way. But if we're dealing with this kind of technology, in the next world war, it's over. Israel has the most advanced air defense system in the world, but it's not going to stop a hypersonic missile. No way. They're way too fast, especially ones from China. So yeah, but anyway, it's I've reached the 10-minute mark, so that's all I have to say in this video. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. So yeah.